Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing Team Kings of Games. And today I'm coming at you guys with another take on Herald of Perfection. We're about to push like almost 200 different builds that we've put on this channel. And every build is unique to itself. Every build is different from the last. This build in particular is more or less to appeal to people, I guess, because not everybody is. A lot of people don't really like playing decks that are a higher card count than like 40, or some people just really just want to play exactly 40. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, this isn't exactly 40 cards. I did that in the past just to make you guys happy, but I still feel there's so many cards that I could be playing to make the deck better, to make the deck more consistent, giving me extra routes, giving me a better chance going second. Just cards that will help me play through hand traps, but this build in particular is definitely capable of doing all those things. It's just not at a certain degree if I was playing more cards in it that actually contributed to the same exact game plan, which is just to summon Herald of Perfection and Arc Lord Christia. But this list in particular is definitely going to help you guys out for anyone who wants a template that is definitely not like 50 plus cards. But I'm going to go ahead and get to the profile. Before I do, just want to let you guys know, check the link description box below. There's multiple ways that you can support my channel. The Patreon link, just do patreon.com/3stacks. It's going to be 3STACKZ. I don't know why the link doesn't glow blue, but that is the Patreon link if you guys ever want to become a patron. And eventually, once I hit 10 patrons, once I get at least 10 patrons, I'll start making specific content just for patrons alone, which will kind of, I guess, entice people to want to become patrons, because there will be content for them and them only. But without all that out the way, let's go ahead and get to the profile. Oh yeah, my bad. I do have Team Kings of Games t-shirts too. I have mediums and larges. They're the color black. I have them for 25 a piece. But I'm going to go ahead and get to the profile, and then after the profile, I'll show you guys a couple bread and butter combos. So we're going to be starting off with 3 copies of Geldagra. This list is TCG legal, so there's no diviner. So, you don't have to worry about like, oh, what about where's diviner, when is it coming? And also, it's not really a high card count, so this is definitely going to make a lot of people out there happy. But we have 3 copies of Geldagra. It's the most powerful normal summon in this deck. It can bait 2 negations going second. Well, I'm sorry, not bait 2 negations. It could just basically bait 2 interruptions going second. It can pop 2 cards. It can pop 2 back rows. It could force so many different cards to be activated. It even forces out Call by the Grave, so the card's just exceptional. Geldagra is a really, really powerful normal summon in the deck. It's always going to be a +2. It's incredible. We're playing 3 copies of Manju, my handy many helping hand. These are the normal summons that you want to commit to if you're going first, just so that you can search out your ritual combo pieces. Because with this deck, you need 3 cards to go off: Dawn of the Herald, Cyber Angel Benton, and Herald of Perfection. And the entire deck is catered to searching those cards out, or also drawing them off of draw spells or even effects that allow you to draw. So the entire deck is just thriving off of getting access to those 3 cards, so you can summon your Herald, search out your Christia or your Eva, and take absolute control of the duel. You can even make boards that can't even be spear moded, so that your opponent absolutely has to have a Dark Ruler no more, or they just can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! But these are your ideal normal summons. These are going to get you exactly what you need. A definitely more powerful normal summon when you're going second is going to be the Star Seraph Scepter, paired with the Sovereignty. I'm sorry, you guys. This got hit in the OCG. This combo is just really, really broken. Like, dude, I just don't understand. How can you cut these for like Venus and Shine Balls and stuff? Like, these are just way too prominent. Like, these really do help you. These are exceptional going second. You summon Herald, Stick Chair, you're breaking practically any board, even if they can't be targeted or destroyed, because you have the Macmeth rank 4s now. If you're going first, you can search cards like Pre-Prep, search out Pot of Desires. You can literally search any spell, because the Star Seraphs is so insane, you guys. I would never not play these. These are just way too powerful, way too broken. Not once per turn on any of them. It's just ridiculous. Like, dude, it's so good. We're playing the 1 copy of Eva, the 1 Cyber Petite, and also the 1 Cyber Egg Angel. These are your targets for Eva. So when you search Eva, you're just going to get an additional 3 interruptions off of your Herald. So if you end with 6 fairies in hand, one of them being Eva, you have 8 negates for no reason. Because you only need actually 5 to 6 negates to stop an entire deck. Some decks lose to 3 negates, and that's facts, but having 6, why not, right? And you have an extra 2, you literally have 8 negations. So you can keep 2 fairies in your hand for a follow-up and use Eva to circumvent for those 2 that you would have had to discard. And then the Arc Lord Christia. This is another win con of the deck, because certain decks just literally, you won't even have to negate certain cards if your opponent can't special summon. So this is definitely, you have to play it. You want to search as quickly as possible before you resolve desires, because it's really important. Having Herald Christia is the ideal board. You're locking out everyone from the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And like I keep showing you guys in the deck profile, I'm just unable to get Herald of Perfections right now. So these are my proxies for Herald of Perfection. Basically, this is Herald. Just every time you see a profile till I get my replacement Heralds, these Lead the World Child's Fairies are my Herald of Perfection. It's still fairies, it's beautiful. But yeah, this is 3 Herald of Perfections. Say it multiple times so you don't comment saying where's the Heralds. These are the 3 Heralds. And then we have 3 copies of Princess Katana. Hiya! Definitely a mandatory 3 of them in the deck. This is the card that you absolutely want to be tributing to summon Herald every single time. The fact that you could search any light fairy in the game just makes this deck ridiculously powerful for me. And that's going to be it for the monsters. And now for the spells, we have 3 copies of Las Vegas. This spell has the most longevity out of all the spells in my deck. It's going to just help you to grind it out. It's an extender, it's a recursive field spell. It's just incredible. And it recycles any spells in the game. So if you side deck spells like Super Poly, you know, Dark Ruler No More, anything, even your one-ofs, like that one Raigeki that you want to play, for example, it puts them back into the deck so you can RNG into them again. Monster Reborn, you can put it back and just, it's crazy. So the field spell's nutty. This is the best spell in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, oh my goodness, this card is just amazing, you guys. It's my favorite spell. Like, it's just so broken. Honestly, like, this card, man. And this deck has so much ash bait, it's crazy. People are always ashing Manju. People are ashing, like, Herald when you do Geldagra, Extra Foolish Burial Goods, Preparation of Rites. This card's insane going second. As if a smart player negates the activation of your Dawn and you have a couple of these in your hand, you're going to bait more negates or just get your Dawn back. So it's just crazy. And it's an extender by nature, so you can let the Benten fall off. Don't use the banish effect of Dawn, so that you can just use this to grab the Dawn back and you can summon again. That's how you easily do your Herald Christia boards. 3 Extra Foolish Burial. It's literally just a, I want to say like a better Manju because you don't have to use your normal summon and it gets an extra fairy engrave while being a spell for having synergy for the Ritual Sanctuary. I really don't care about paying half my life points because honestly, I'm putting up Herald Christia, you just can't win anyway, so it doesn't matter if, you know, you're going to either try to slow play me for time, I'm going to OTK you, or you're just going to know what it is and scoop. And then we have 3 Pot of Desires. This card is amazing because not only is it a +1, but when you're going second, this card's always going to be able to bait an Ash Blossom. It's going to bait a Crescendo. It can bait an Endymion. You know, it's always going to bait a Negation. It's going to bait Mechaba because it's a +1. If you draw this in your opening hand, this is the first card you want to play so your opponent doesn't get information of what deck you're playing. So they're going to have to negate it or just let you go +1, which means now you have more ways to bait their negates anyways. So Desires is insane going second and going first. 3 copies of Celestial Observatory. This card is just going to say draw 2. Your targets are just way too easy to search. I played 2 copies of Merciful Machine Angel Ritual. Merciful Machine Angel. This card is actually really, really powerful. Now, it does have a trade out where you're going to draw 2, put 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. But also keep in mind, you're triggering Benten, so you're going to search a Light Fairy after that. So it allows you to put your targets for Eva back, so Eva can +2. And also it allows you to put your extra spells that you don't need, your extra Geldagra, or you drew too many Pot of Desires, for example, you just put those back, trade them out for better cards. So this card's actually really crazy, especially going second. It's just incredible. It's really slept on because, like, dude, it's like basically draw 2 search. Because you have a card in your hand you don't want, you're going to trade that for the 2 cards you draw, and then you search. So the way I see it is it lets me see 3 different cards. So when you're baiting so many negations and you have this for a follow-up, you can just use this to guarantee you drop Herald. And sometimes just dropping Herald alone can just take absolute control of the duel. Just crazy. It's so good. 3 copies of Dawn of the Herald. You just need this to play. And that's the main deck, you guys. So for the extra deck, we played 3 Herald of the Arclight. This card is just a necessity at 3. You're burning through it so much, you really, really need 3. 2 Elder Entities, so that Extra Foolish Burial Goods and Geldagra can easily bait negations going second. You're going to be popping back rows, you're going to be popping monsters, you're going to be targeting that Mechaba, trying to pop it. He's going to negate and banish because they don't have a choice because Mechaba's going to die. So yeah, it's just really, really good. So it makes Extra Foolish Burial actually a weapon going second, where it's like it's a searcher or it's a destruction card. So it's really, really nice. You want to play 2. I'm playing the Math Mechs. These cards are just insane, you guys. Like, honestly, stick chair into these, you just get too much advantage. You can do hand loops. It's just so good, you guys. Honestly, these cards are incredible. You have 1 for going first, 1 for going second. And Dugaris is nutty in this deck, you guys. It really, really is good. Like, dude, this is how you can easily get fodder in your grave for Christia if you still didn't have it. Like, it's so good, especially when you have Sanctuary. So, like, you go Stick Chair, link 2 into a Cross Sheep, use the Ritual Sanctuary to revive, overlay into this. You just do so much with this deck. When you have a good hand, you really can combo off. The Almirage for the Geldagra, Cross Sheep, oh my goodness. Herald of Mirages, don't really like the card, but it can negate things that Herald can't negate. That's the only reason why I play it. Hit Pulse Shinogen, this is when you have Stick Chair. You can link 2 of the Star Seraphs into this, and then link another one of the Star Seraphs into Decode Talker, and you got exactly 4 fairies in the grave, so that you can summon your Arc Lord Christia. So this has benefit. It also has a benefactor outside of just being an incredible card. You can even just pop it with the Star Seraphs, draw, and then add a fairy from grave to hand. Decode Talker, because he also can negate effects that Herald cannot negate. And he's part of your standard boards. Game 1, it's safer to do the Decode Herald Christia, because who's main deck in Spirit Mode, right? But Game 2, you want to be a little bit more conservative. We have Borlo to make sure I can out cards that can be targeted or destroyed. So you have the Star Seraphs to go into the Mac, and you have the Borlo to out cards too. And then one of my personal favorite Link 4s in the game is actually the Unchained Abomination. When you set this card up and you have Herald of Perfection, you're able to disrupt boards so much, it's crazy. Like, you're negate, destroy, alright, effect, destroy, negate, destroy. Like, it's so good, you guys, honestly. Especially if you're going second, you just easily make this off of your Star Seraphs. You drew extra combo pieces, like Ritual Sanctuary, another way to summon Herald. You can easily just use this. It's crazy. So now I'm going to show you guys some bread and butter combos. So let me check the timer real quick. Okay, awesome. That's really, really good. So I'm going to show you guys the 2-card win button. This is basically an auto win going first. If your opponent doesn't have Dark Ruler no more, you're just set, right? So pre-prep and Geldagra. I'm gonna have to play it this way because this is more comfortable for me. So you're gonna start off with your Geldagra. You can activate his effect. It doesn't matter how much life points you're paying because you're just gonna win the duel off of this. Dump 2 Herald of the Arclight. Effect to search for your Dawn, and then you're gonna search for your Princess Katana. Then you're going to activate pre-prep. And this is all off of 2 cards, so this combo is actually really crazy because it's just 2 cards getting you this much advantage. Search for your Herald, remember Proxy Herald. And you're going to start with your Ritual Summons. But before you do, you can go ahead and just link the Geldagra into the Solomon Great Almirage. Then you're going to go ahead and activate Dawn of the Herald. You're going to tribute the Benton to summon Herald, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. So you're going to banish at this back. And then you're going to go ahead and search another copy of Herald of Perfection. Because remember, she searches for any light fairy. And Herald, you know, he's a light fairy, which is incredible. Let me make sure that you can still link with this. Because this is actually my first time playing with Almirage. I never had it before Dual Overload. And the cool thing, I am protected from like Solemn Strike, so I could preemptively use this playing against back row decks. Just target the Herald and then start negating, and I'm Gucci. And it recurs itself in the graveyard, which is really cool because I do normal summon a lot in this deck. So you're gonna activate your second Dawn, tribute Benton, summon your Herald. This time you're gonna let this fall off, use Benton's effect. You're gonna search for your Arc Lord Christia. Link these. So now that Almirage is in the grave, you just have that recursion, just in case anything happens, which, you know, really, there's not much your opponent can do. But if anything happens, you know, you can still at least get the Almirage back. If something happens to your board, when you're normal summon, you can just use your normal summon monster, boom, you recur that. So you're going to link in a Cross Sheep. Honestly, I would say this, summon this here and summon the Cross Sheep there, so that you get to do this. So you're going to go ahead and special summon Arc Lord Christia to Cross Sheep Zone. So you can do, you know, both these effects. Remember, you have 3 other cards in your hand, so you're going to trigger Cross Sheep's effect because a monster is special to a zone it points to, and it basically, it's pointing to a ritual monster. So make sure you summon your zones properly. Make sure it's pointed to Herald. You're going to draw 2 discards. So let me make sure it's not mandatory. So you can. So I can make this Chainlink 1, Christia, being mandatory. So I guess Christia, since it's mandatory, you kind of have to make this Chainlink 1. So this is going to be Chainlink 1, that's going to be Chainlink 2. So I'm going to grab the other 3 cards in my hand. And let's say any of them were not useful, or let's say it was like extra pre-prep, you're going to discard 2 and draw 2. Christia is going to be adding the Benton from your grave to your hand. Or matter of fact, you can target the Herald so you're not susceptible to call by the grave, so they can't be baited. And basically you get that back. So you're gonna have 4 cards in your hand at the end of this combo. So you use the 2 cards to make this board right here. And the beauty of it is this simple thing. 2 cards got you an auto win, and you're guaranteed to have a negation to protect you from imperm, because every deck's gonna lose to this. Should all Salamangreats, you know, any Invoke variant, any Mech Knight variant, any going second Dino deck, you know, is gonna have like 5 Lightning Storms or something and hope that you don't have 5 negates. But basically, this is an auto win against every meta deck, because all the meta decks that are in the top 5 current meta decks all have to special summon. So you don't really need to negate cards your opponent activates. What you want to do is negate cards that would harm the Christia, because as long as this is protected, your opponent really can't do anything. So just having that guaranteed negation, in addition to whatever cards you drew off of the cross sheet and whatever was in your opening hand, is just incredible, you guys. So that's a 2 card, basically an auto win combo. This is why I really do play the Gale Dogger in every single list. So now I'll show you guys another really good combo. It's a 3 card combo. It's Pre-Preparation of Rites, Prep, and any Star Seraph monster. It could be Scepter or Sovereignty, either one of them, because you're going to search the other one out. So you're going to go ahead and activate Prep. You're going to grab your Benton, and then you're going to pre-prep into your Dawn and your Herald. As soon as I grab these, so we're going to grab the Dawn, and then we're going to go ahead and grab the Herald. And whichever one of these you open, let's say with Sovereignty, it doesn't matter because you're going to search the other one out. And cool thing is you have 6 Star Seraphs, so you have a very high chance of drawing one of them. Activate Dawn, summon Herald, Channeling 1, Channeling 2, banish this, add this back. And you're going to go ahead and search for your Scepter. And then you're going to go ahead and normal summon Scepter, Channeling 1, Channeling 2, Sovereignty. And you're going to go draw, effect to search for another copy of Sovereignty. Reveal the Sovereignty, special summon it, draw. And then, because this is Master Rule 5, you know, you get to just summon right here. If you, for example, if you wanted to get a bunch of fairies in the grave, like let's say you just had a Christia, you do that play I was talking about where you link 2 into hip and then link that and that into the decode. But what you're going to do is summon the Math Mech that allows you to search. You're going to summon it. If you had a dead spell, like let's say you had an extra pre-prep, you're going to target it, pop it, destroy it, so you can get an extra draw. What you're going to go ahead and do here is you're going to detach, use this effect to add a level 4 monster from your deck to your hand. You're going to search for your Manju. So you plus really hard because you got to see 2 extra cards from your deck. You got to search for a fairy, so you have two negations that are guaranteed, and you also get to draw a lot of cards. This going second is exceptional as well. And if you drew into an extender, for example, like let's say you drew into another copy of Foolish Burial or a prep, any extra ritual cards are basically extenders, especially a prep, because then you would just let the Benton fall off, so you could prep into another one and grab that back, summon another copy of Herald, then you can get your Arc Lord Christia, so that way you just do that link play I was talking about where you make Decode Talker. And those are kind of just some bread and butter combos, you guys, something that you really want to know. Another cool thing to note is that because Gale Dogra basically searches 2 of the 3 cards you need, if you open Gale plus any one of these, it's combo. Herald himself, Benton, this, you know, Ritual Sanctuary plus a spell. You know, it's like, it's not really difficult to get to Herald in this deck. So Gale Dogra basically is guaranteed Herald, because look at all these. You got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 cards. That's 21. That's already like literally half your deck that you can draw with one Gale Dogra. And Gale Dogra can search for this and this. The other card can search what you're missing. So basically, if you have prep, you're obviously going to use the Gale to search for the ritual spell. And then you have a guaranteed Herald of Perfection plus a Salamangreat All Mirage. So you're ending boards just off of Gale, basically just by opening Gale, because you never don't draw any of those 21 cards. You're guaranteed to get Herald plus All Mirage, which is still nice because this is going to protect the Herald. It's incredible. So yeah, you guys, those are some bread and butter standard combos that you guys should know about for the deck, and that's the deck profile. I'm going to say a quick little prayer before I get off. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Jesus. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth, just as it is in heaven. Please give us this day our daily bread, Lord, and please forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, Father, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the glory, and the power forever. In the mighty name of Jesus we pray. Thank you, Yahweh. Amen. All right, you guys. Deuces is wild, yo.